What's up, fam? Yeah, I just, here we are, just making a normal video, like every day, just like normal, basically. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But, yeah, just thinking about some things. I'm thinking about justice, and I'm thinking about law and order. I'm thinking about, taking care of criminals when they do wrong, and when they refuse to quit, and when they refuse to go away. And this has just been on my mind a little bit. It's just been on my mind, and it ties into a lot of the things that are happening into the country and stuff like that are happening in the country. But right now, anyway, I watched a movie last night which I really like, and I'm really glad I watched it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, and it still was a watch, and I still stayed up a little bit later than I should have last night, because I stayed up till like 11:15, 11:30, 12 o'clock maybe by the time I fell asleep. But anyway, I got plenty of sleep in. Anyway, I watched the movie Tombstone last night. And for you guys who don't know, Tombstone is a Western movie. Excuse me. It's a Western from 1993. It has an amazing star-studded cast. It's an amazing movie. It's called one of the top five best Western movies of all time. And I've not seen that many Westerns, so I don't feel like I'm the one that can make that call. But right off the top, from what I know and from what I've seen and from what I saw from Tombstone, I agree with that, because I'd rather it be in the top 5 than not, because I just love that movie. But there's definitely some themes going on right now in my life and in the country as well, where we have criminals and we have people who are, let's just call them offenders. They might not be criminals, but they're offenders. They're disturbers of the peace. You could call them abusers. They don't know when to quit, and they think they have no one to answer to. That's the type of people I'm talking about. It's very interesting, because we have a situation going on right now in our family with someone in our family who is he's being he's basically being an offender, where he's mistreating people greatly, foul language and yelling and threats and all kinds of stuff. And it's really hard to deal with, because it's really hard to know what to do about it. Because that's my whole kind of like dilemma here. That's what I've been thinking about a little bit. And I didn't watch Tombstone last night because of that situation. I had already had Tombstone on my periphery, and I wanted to watch it. I kind of wanted to watch it this weekend at the people's house that I was dog sitting at, because they had it too. They had the director's cut, which I would like to see. But I didn't watch it because I just felt like it wasn't. I felt like it wasn't appropriate, because it was rated R, and it's like, I know there's one scene in particular where someone gets shot and it's kind of bloody, and did not like that scene the first time I saw it. I really struggled the first time I saw it, and so I was really like not wanting to see that again. And I got a pretty strong stomach, but there's a few things in a few movies I just don't like watching them. I just don't like thinking about them. Certain scenes rub me the wrong way. But anyway, we got our internet turned back on recently, and it was on Netflix, or on Roku for free, and so I watched it last night, and I enjoyed enjoyed the night. I had been reading my schoolwork, and I took time to myself to just kind of kick back and watch the movie, which was nice, given things that were going on and things that were in our family that are very stressful right now, or that have been very stressful and very uncompromising. But anyway, I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think I'll like it even more the next few times I see it, because I have a better sense for it. And anyway, and that scene that bothered me so much before wasn't so bad. It didn't bother me so much this time. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't that bad, It wasn't that bad. But anyway, if you don't know, Tombstone is about the historical figure Wyatt Earp, which I don't know very much about him historically, but it has Wyatt Earp. That's the famous gang of the Cowboys, who were not good people. They were bad, evil people. That's why they were a gang, right? And it also has Doc Holliday, who is a real person in it. And in this movie, I recommend this movie if you can handle, handle some intense shootouts and some intense it's a good movie. It's very gripping. Yeah, I don't know if gripping is the best word for it, but I really, really did enjoy it. And anyway, Wyatt Earp is a retired lawman, and he and his wife and his two brothers and their wives they all get together, and they come out, and they're going to move to this town called Tombstone. And I'm going to give you some spoiler. I'm just going to say spoiler alert, because I don't want to reveal too much without warning, and I may reveal too much. So, spoiler alert. But anyway, I promise you I'm not going to ruin the movie. Hopefully I won't ruin it, but I think you'll probably still enjoy it, even if I tell you what happens in it. But anyway, they moved to this town called Tombstone, and there's this gang called the Cowboys who's coming in and out of town, and they're really causing serious problems. They're killing people all over the place at will. The murder rate at this time in history is higher than like any other place ever. And these Cowboys are uncontrolled. No one has an answer for them, and they know it. So they get to do whatever they want, and they don't care. They run the town. They started out, they shoot up a wedding. They all this kind of horrible stuff, right? They kill all these people. And then they come into town. Well, Wyatt Earp and his buddies are in town, and Wyatt Earp is one of the best lawmen of all time, basically. But he's retired, and he doesn't want any part of this anymore. He doesn't want to be wrapped up in the law. He doesn't want to be anything involved in it at all. He's retired. He's just trying to live a normal life, a peaceful life, right? He's trying to enjoy his life, make a family, blah, 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 and all that. So the Cowboys come to town, and they meet, and it's kind of a stare down, and it doesn't go very well, and the tension picks up because the Cowboys are basically saying, we're going to do whatever we want, and we're not afraid of you. And Wyatt Earp and his buddies are basically like, they come to the realization where they realize, they're like, we have to do something about this. And so they start doing something about it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's a whole big thing, right? It's a whole big thing. But in the movie, it's just so awesome because Wyatt Earp, he just stands up. He stands up to the problems. And so does brothers. And so does Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday is so awesome in this movie. He's so awesome in this movie. Val Kilmer should have won. Everyone says this, but it's so true. Val Kilmer should have won an Oscar for Best Actor for Doc Holliday in this movie. That's how good he was. And this is not a movie that you would necessarily find on the Oscar radar, but still, he deserved an Oscar for his role. It was so good. But anyway, they stand up and they tell him. They basically say, you know what, you want this, you're gonna get it. And they do everything that they're supposed to do, and it comes with very big consequences. And people die and stuff like that, and it's very sad. But anyway, what ends up happening is, not to give too much away, but they end up beating the Cowboys. And now the Cowboys are, like I said, a huge group, renegade group, that just run wild throughout the West. And nobody had, like I said, nobody has an answer for them. They just do whatever they want, shooting in the streets, shooting left and right. They shot the sheriff, point blank range, killed the sheriff, all this kind of stuff out of hand. And nobody, even the other people in the town, are the mayor and other people, even they are siding with them because they're too afraid to be against them. Wyatt Earp's basically like, not, you know what? And he and his brothers, they very reluctantly do they get involved, very reluctantly, but they do, and they end up taking them all out. And I just love the story of justice. I really love the story of the lawman who's a good lawman and who stands up and says, you know, we're not taking this anymore. Stand up for the lives of the innocent men, women, and children of the town, and all these kinds of things, right? So it's just pretty awesome. But another thing that's in the same vicinity is there's Donald Trump, President-elect Trump. He has chosen his new border czar. There's like a new name for it. There's a better name for it than border czar, but that's like the slang term, border czar. Anyway, and I can't remember his name. I think it's like Tom Homan or something like that. Anyway, this guy's awesome though, and I've seen him before, seen him in the news before, standing up for the law, standing up against illegal immigration. And there's been he's had so many conflicts with other people in the corrupt Biden regime who have fought against deportation and have fought for letting anyone and everyone into the country whenever they want. They fought for criminality. That's the point, and that's what people need to realize, is they've been fighting for criminality. And there's a lot of things that Donald Trump has been saying for a while. I even let it roll off my back. I even just let it go in one ear, not the other. Seriously, like when he's talking about all the illegal aliens coming into the country, causing a bunch of problems, killing people, all this kinds of stuff. I was listening to him. I literally was listening to him, and I was like, you know what? He's right. There are a lot of people coming in the country, but I doubt it's anything like what he's saying. I have no idea, but I don't really think it's like he's saying. I think he's just saying it like that so he can get some so that for political gain, basically, so that he can win this battle against the illegal immigrants, basically. In other words, I thought he was just exaggerating. Everybody thought he was exaggerating when he goes into talking about how there's Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, I think it was, who were eating the cats and dogs. Everyone made fun of him for that and totally didn't take him serious, but that was actually true. And so is all the other stuff he's been saying about the illegals coming in the country and killing and raping. It's horrible, and I don't understand why we could ever in a million years be like, okay, we have a bunch of illegals coming into our country, they're raping people, they're killing people, they're they're hitting them with cars, they're driving all over the place illegally, they're kidnapping people, and they're invading people's hotels and taking over hotels and stuff like that. I don't understand, in all honesty, I don't understand how we as a country, or as leaders of this country, could ever look at that situation and go, yeah, you know what, it's not that bad. I don't understand how we could ever come to that conclusion. Like, seriously, that's the wrong conclusion. It's not that bad. That's not the right conclusion. And I think that's why a lot of things Trump has said has been a real wake-up call, because it's like, it's about time we looked at these things. It's about time we actually did something about these things. And you know what, if it takes talking about it again and again and again to get anything done, that's fine. Anyway, the guy who he just chose for border czar is really awesome, and he's not playing around. And I saw a clip of him. I think it was at the Republican National Convention, and he was it was quite awesome. It was quite awesome, and it reminded me of the whole situation of Wyatt Earp and the Cowboys. He was speaking about the illegals in the country, and And this is not a message to your everyday man, woman, and child who are. I guess I want to be kind of clear here, because the one side, the Democrats, are going to argue that this is a crime against humanity and blah blah blah, and you're separating families, blah blah blah. But it's not about that. It's more so about getting the criminals out of the country, right? The illegal criminals, the illegals who are criminals. That's the problem. We have an open border basically, and where millions have come in, millions. That just think about that. Just take a second to digest the fact that millions of illegal aliens have come into our country in the past few years. Millions. That is an insane thing to think about. Millions. Not hundreds, not thousands, not tens, not even hundreds of thousands. Millions. And so I think it's time. I think everybody else is just so way lax about it, and just like, you know what, it's okay, it's not a big deal, you know, I'm not really worried about it. It's like, well, you should be worried about it. I'm worried about it. We should be worried about it. We should be doing something about it. That's the point. We should be doing something about it. So anyway, at the RNC, he spoke up and said how he, you know, he's like saying basically, get out. This is your chance. You might want to get out right now, because you're going to get thrown out. You're getting deported. You're going to be thrown out. So this is your time. Go ahead and get out now, you know. And then he said, "Oh, I also have another message for the drug cartels in Mexico." He says, and he's going off, and he's saying you brought enough fentanyl into this country to kill 100,000 people. He's like, you've killed more people than. He said this like on TV, like out to the cartel in public, over the loudspeaker on national TV or TV. He just said, you know, you've killed enough people you've killed more people in America than all terrorist organizations combined. He's like, your time is up. Your time is over. He's like, you know, you might want to get out of this country right now too, because you are done. You're finished. He's like, when Donald Trump gets into office, he is gonna get you guys together, and he is gonna wipe you off the planet, because you are a terrorist organization, and he's gonna wipe you off the face of the planet. I was just like, dude, I love this so much. I love it. So anyway, yeah, yay justice, right? And shoot, we definitely have to pray. You know, we have to stay in prayer about things. For our leaders' safety and for justice, and that cooler heads will prevail, but so that justice will be served, because we really do need justice in this country. There's been so much crazy stuff going on for so long, and it's so overdue. We are so overdue for justice, and so overdue for the right things happening, you know? I'm not advocating for violence. I'm simply saying that we need the right things to happen. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys, and it's interesting. I just want to make the point that it is true that if you think you're going to run roughshod all over the town, think again, because it's not going to last. You may have had your time in the sun, but your time's up. That's basically it. Your time is up. You can't do this anymore, and that's just the way it is. So I look forward to justice. I look forward to people being brought to justice in the future here, because that's what we need. And we need it for so many reasons, but one of the main reasons is we need to send a message. We need to send a message to criminals. We need to send a message to thugs. We need to send a message to all of them that they are not welcome. They're not welcome in this country. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter if you were born here. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're a criminal, you don't belong in this country, and you have the freedom to commit crimes. But you know what? This is a country of law and order, and if you commit crimes, you're going to be locked up. You're going to be if you go killing people, you're going to be sentenced to death. You're going to get life in prison. You're going to get whatever, deported, whatever. You're going to be imprisoned, and you know, that's just the way it works. So I'm so glad that we are slowly getting back to a place where people are held accountable for their actions, because that's the way it should be. It should never change. The moment we let all these people off so easy, and released killers, released murderers the next day, and then what do? They go out and kill more people. It's absolutely insane, some of the things that we've been doing in this country. Absolutely insane, embarrassing, and shameful. So I'm so glad that things are changing, and I'm so looking forward to the future. And I just encourage you to have hope and to have faith in things being set right and in things being done right, because it can happen and it will happen. So just stay strong. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith.